You already knew what it was gonna be, didn't you? Hey, it's Charles. So I was thinking these days that I wanted to get in touch with all you guys more often, but I don't have time to do the big research videos the way I'd love to, so I decided I'll start throwing some of these smaller, shorter, more casual vids into the mix. I don't know, I think we'll call them quick takes. It'll just be a chance to chime in on some hot topics and have fun chatting with each other. So I hope you enjoy these quick takes. I'm gonna set a 3-minute timer, and hopefully I'm gonna stick to that 3-minute timer, but we'll see, probably not. But yes, here's our first quick take. Please do drop a like and jump into the chat, it'll be fun. And with that said, I'll quickly give you my thoughts on the Crunchyroll anime of the year, and then it's your turn to jump in. So here we go. So yeah, today's quick take is on the 2020 Crunchyroll Anime Awards. They came, they went, and what did all of us think about the anime that ended up taking away the grand prize, Anime of the Year? Regarding the award show itself, I do think they picked up their socks a little bit this time. It was less cringy than last year, it was more orange, and sure, some people were a little bit nervous, but I get nervous on stage too. And I'd also say that nobody really had much of a stage presence, but you know, YouTubers, anime fans, we all tend to be a little bit awkward, so I guess that's to be expected. Anyways, getting right into the meat of it, while I personally love the top pick itself, and I'm really looking forward to the continuation of that later this year, I didn't agree that it was the best anime of the year. First off, let's quickly run through the past winners of Crunchyroll's Anime of the Year award. In 2017, we had Yuri on Ice. I love King JJ's theme, that was pretty cool. In 2018, we had Made in Abyss. That one arm-breaking scene just still gives me the chills. And in 2019, we had Devilman Crybaby. That anime was absolutely off the hook. I loved it. Definitely fully agreed with their decision that year. And in 2020, you guessed it, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Now, don't get me wrong, Demon Slayer is definitely a very special thing. It pretty much started a global craze, and it's even challenged One Piece as the king of annual manga sales. And I think we really need this kind of powerhouse anime that gets a whole bunch of people together at the same table, enjoying the same thing, really getting into that shonen dream and the Mitsuri cosplays. People absolutely love Kimetsu no Yaiba, and with good reason, because it honestly has a lot going on for it. I mean, it's got the cool fantasy take on Taisho era Japan, it's got the Imoto-san, the silky, smooth animation, the amazing fight choreography, the touching love, great world feel, a good balance of seriousness and humor, sexy forehead veins, episode 19, which contained one of the most memorable and talked about and apparently trending anime scenes of like ever pretty much. There's just a ton of good stuff in there. However, it also had its fair share of filler and slop. I mean, it was filled with clunky dialogue, although that was kind of endearing in a way. Some of the key plot questions were sloppily written away. And everything after episode 19 was basically lukewarm filler comedy, which is a little bit disappointing. And the final episode itself was basically just a setup for the Infinity Train movie that's coming out later this year. By the way, I am very stoked for that film. I suppose I'd liken the series to a young kind of prodigy boxer who has all the talent but really needs to train and brush up on their skills. But they do have that kind of soul that makes people really get behind them. In short, I enjoyed Kimetsu no Yaiba, I'm super stoked for more, but I did feel that it was a bit inconsistent and definitely not the best overall anime that I watched in 2019. It certainly has character, and I'm super excited for where it's gonna go next, but if I had to think about one anime that was consistently really awesome, it would have to be Vinland Saga. This anime had its own flaws, but I would say that it was the most consistently awesome anime on a kind of episode-to-episode basis that I have watched in the past year. I just love the pacing, the gritty kind of departure from the typical shonen stuff, and the way it just played around with those themes of revenge and fatherhood and aging. And the interesting thing about Vinland Saga is that if you know the history that it's based on, it being a historical fiction, you already know how the story actually ends in terms of the broad strokes, but it doesn't matter because it's that slow, thoughtful pacing and the intense character drama at the core that really sets it off. I'd honestly say that Season 1, the prologue, has to be one of the best seasons of anime that I've seen in the past few years. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really did get pulled in from beginning to end. I mean, the first few episodes, they start off slow but intriguing, and then shit really hits the fan, and I found myself just glued to it, waiting for each new episode. And for me, there honestly aren't too many anime that can achieve that level of tension that just makes you, you know, hold your breath, waiting to see how a character is gonna worm their way out of some situation using nothing but their wits, or what kind of weird twist is waiting around the corner. It was raw, it was a little bit violent, and it was awesome. The only thing that really put me off in the first season was the kind of jarring 180 personality swing that this one character experiences. It felt really stilted and forced, and I couldn't buy into it, but so it is. Apart from that, season 1 was really great. The slick animation, the over-the-top action scenes, the character building, the perfect suspenseful pacing, the high jump records, the catchy theme songs, and the best thing about the whole anime, Askeladd. I found him to be one of the most interesting characters I've seen in anime in quite some time. I mean, he is initially portrayed as this terrible antagonist, but you slowly start to buy into his character, and you learn about his own struggles with his past, with aging. It's all really quite compelling. So, I don't know, is Askeladd a hero? Is he a villain? Do you hate him? Do you love him? Either way, he's a very interesting character. So really just everything about the Vinland Saga prologue, season 1, comes together super well. I really dug it, and I'm hoping that they're gonna adapt more of the manga pretty soon. And if there were ever a manga or anime to adapt into a live action series, it would be this one. Anyways, this video is not to throw any shade at Kimetsu no Yaiba. I did really enjoy it, and I'm really excited to see how that series develops moving forward. But if I had to pick the one anime that really kept me enthralled in 2019, it would have to be Vinland Saga. It's always interesting to see what anime turns up on top at the award show, but at the end of the day, it's hardly an objective process, and the most important thing is, what did you personally love this year? What got you fired up, and what made you super excited to interact with the fandom around that anime? Let me know, and let's chat about it. I'm really curious to know what you loved in 2019, and what anime came out on top for you.